Hey guys, so my name is Janet. So glad that you guys can connect to to see my video. So we are going to be talking about, well, I'm going to be talking about the curriculum that I chose was the creative curriculum, also known as teaching strategy. I started to get to know a little bit about this curriculum back in 2003 when I started working with Inspire as a preschool assistant teacher. It was I got to work with it for maybe a year, and then I went to work somewhere else, and coming back after maybe 7, 8 years after I'm back at Inspire again, and they are still working with it. So I was able to do research online, and also I was able to talk to the teachers that work with me and their thoughts on creative curriculum. So I'm going to be sharing my screen, and we are going to be seeing what about the creative curriculum. All right. So like I said, this is also known as teaching strategies. And when I began to investigate or do some research on it, so I started to see, as in many other curriculums, I'm pretty sure that, their goal or their focus is always to see the commitments that they have for the children. So everything they do, everything that they want to teach us, all their information, all the resources, all their activities, everything that they do is because they are committed to children and to helping them succeed in school and in life. So let's begin with the evolution of the creative curriculum for preschool. This started back in 1978. It was called the room arrangement, as teaching strategy is a precursor of the creative curriculum. So I want to think, and we can see a picture of here, everything was done on a tape cassette back during those years. But I want to believe that they began working in the way that they started arranging the classroom for the children. What were the different creative ways that they can arrange classrooms to help children learn better. And then in 1988, they came out with the second edition of the creative curriculum, and that was published to help teachers organize their rooms into interest areas and to use them effectively. Thinking of this, that's how far back the whole interest areas in our preschools have become. We would think that maybe back in the day, it was just, get a whole bunch of kids in a room and make sure that they learn their alphabet, their numbers. But we can see, as far as 1988, that they began to, want kids to learn different areas, to have growth in all their areas, cognitive, social, emotional, gross motor. I can't think of the other one. There's 4 or 5, but so back in that year, they started to do that. 1992, the third edition of the creative curriculum is published, presenting for the first time our philosophy, goals, objectives for children's learning, as well as guidelines for teaching and working with families. So, all this just begins to get better. They begin to get more clear what the objectives are for the curriculum. And in 2002, the 4th edition of the creative curriculum for preschool offers a comprehensive update, resting the firm foundation of research and responding to new requirements for addressing academic content. So this is maybe the year where I started working with it. And even now in 2021, I think there's so much more that they've added, because they always have to be keeping up with the new requirements, with the WACs, with all the state standards. So I think as the curriculum, evolves throughout the years. It has to be staying updated with the standards of the state. So in 2010, the 5th edition of the creative curriculum for preschool is made up of 5 volumes that build teachers' professional knowledge of best practices, including a volume on newly developed objectives for development and learning. The creative curriculum for preschool combines, and that was in 2011, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, combines the 5 volumes from the 5th edition, now known as the Foundation, with comprehensive collection of daily practices resources known as the daily resources, and they were now available in English and Spanish. And so coming into this year, I can't remember back in 2003 if they already had it in Spanish, but this has been a really big part in Inspire and why it uses the creative curriculum. I haven't really investigated, and I'm really excited to be able to hear about the rest of the curriculums to see if they're similar to this one, but this one was now published in English and Spanish. And so a lot of our families at Inspire, we serve our migrant families. So we give classes all the way from 45 weeks to 5 years old. We give them this curriculum, but what we like and what we've come to enjoy is that our teachers are able to read it and use it in their lesson plans, because Spanish and other languages are becoming so much more in our Pasco area, in our Tri-Cities area. So it's really good to be able to share this curriculum in Spanish as well. So here's the main idea of the creative curriculum. The creative curriculum for preschool is a comprehensive research-based curriculum that features exploration and discovery as a way of learning, enabling children to develop confidence, creativity, and lifelong critical thinking skills. So this is what we want children to do at the end. At the end of all of our lessons, our lesson plans, all of the themes that we want is that we want to be able to build children to feel confident, when they leave out of there. I know my alphabet, I know the sounds, I know phonics, I know math, and, they're going into kinder just, prepared for it in a confident way, in an environment that they're going to feel confident facing when they get into kindergarten. And also in a fun way. Of course, it has to be fun. It has to be in a way that they can connect. We don't want it to be like, just information, but we also want them to have fun while they're doing it and enjoy being in school and enjoy looking forward to an everyday reason of why they're doing it. So this material or this curriculum is designed to help the educators, to help us who are behind creating all these activities at all levels of experience, plan and implement a developmentally appropriate content that's rich, a rich program for children with diverse backgrounds and skills and skill levels. So we also want it to be so that teachers of all experience, maybe what was my case, I went into Inspire not knowing too much about teaching, and you're discovering, is this the field that you want to do? So you begin to start creating lesson plans, and you're kind of afraid, like, can I do this? Do I know how to do this? Is it going to be hard for me to do this? And this is what creative curriculum is offering us as educators. It doesn't matter what level of experience you're at, you're going to be able to use it, understand it, and grow with it, because you want to keep growing as an educator. So what I did during this these few weeks when I knew that this assignment was going to come up is that I was able to sit down with our SRL. SRL means School Readiness Liaison. And I was able to sit down with her and she's been there for 20 years, I believe, at Inspire. So I asked her, how long has this been here at Inspire? And she was able to tell me that for over 15 years, they have been using this. Of course, they've used it since the beginning. So they've seen the changes in the curriculum. She says that this model, and she stated, this model has helped teachers develop lesson plans very easily. It has a lot of resources for teachers to use and has been stated to be very easy to understand. So that was one of the questions. Another one of the questions that I asked was, what has been something teachers really enjoy about the method of this curriculum? And she was able to answer the fact that it is now available in Spanish. It's what seems for them to enjoy the most. I think the language barrier is always a fear for a lot of our educators that live around this area. They want to keep, growing, and sometimes the language is kind of hard for them to keep growing with that. But I think, the fact that it's in Spanish, it's something that they really enjoy. They get to understand, they get to see it in both languages. So, it's a good way to also keep learning English if you just know Spanish. What part of this curriculum do they seem to enjoy the most? And that answer was, they really seem to enjoy the Mega Mighty Minutes. These cards that have activities that are simple yet very fulfilling when it comes to goal readiness and achievement. And I'm right now working in administration, so a lot of the day I'm seeing the teachers come in with little cards that hopefully I'll be able to show you in one of my slides. They're always making copies of it. They're always putting these little cards in their lesson plans. And I've asked, what is that? I don't remember about the Mighty Minutes back in 2003, but they said that they're just cards that have a lot of activities that you can just put into the lesson plan. It gives you a lot of ideas. So that was really cool. What makes this model unique? And that was one of our questions, and I wanted to ask her and see what her thought was. And she says, what makes this model unique is that it serves for three objectives that are very clear to all of us. One, it's individualized, so you can create lesson plans that are just specifically for a child or as for an entire group, as a whole. It's very supportive. It comes with a lot of extra things that as an educator you can have, and it's effective. She has seen throughout the years the effectiveness that it's become. She's seen it through many children, and she just encourages all the teachers to grow with creative curriculum, and it just excites me to be able to use it, one day when I'm back in the classroom. So I asked her, do you think other schools should implement this in their schools? And she said, yes, I really recommend other schools to use this because of how individualized it can be for every child's need. So if you're watching this, I hope that if you haven't seen this curriculum in your school, that you can look into it. Go ahead and use my PowerPoint to, encourage maybe your center manager, or if you're working with it, look into it, see if it might be a possibility that you want to use for it in your center. So how does it work? And so the creative curriculum for preschool provides both the foundation and the daily resources to create a cohesive curriculum that supports teachers every step of the way throughout the year. The foundation is the knowledge base of the curriculum, with detailed information about the most current research and the best practices in early childhood education. The teaching guides, a component of the daily resource, offers daily plans to help teachers provide individualized instruction for every child and organize and manage every moment of their day all year long. And as you can tell here, it's been broken down. It says at a glance investigation. So the question would be, what are the characteristics of trees in our community? And it takes it down by interest area, question of the day, what you can do as a large group, a read aloud, small group, and then Mighty Minutes, which are the others activities that you could use in there. And it's very detailed, as you can tell in the picture that I just posted in our presentation. All right. So what are the creative curriculum for preschool objectives for development and learning? So here, like I said, there are the 4 areas: social, emotional, physical development, cognitive, and language. So these are the areas that they are focusing on, that they want to hit the objectives. And these are some questions that you want to ask yourself as the educator, you know, for your child. And when you're talking about social emotional, you're going to be being able to, you know, analyze your child, analyze the child that you are giving the class for, and then you ask yourself, does this child show ability to adjust to new situations? You would able, you know, answer yes or no, or maybe, sometimes. And then, you know, you start creating your lesson plans through there. Physical development, gross motors. Does he or she demonstrate basic locomotor skills, running, jumping, hopping, galloping? You know, you ask these questions. Are these children doing that? Are they not? Do we need to have more activities that will help this child, you know, catch up in this area? Or how about the cognitive development area, learning and problem solving? Does the child observe objects and events with curiosity? Does he approach problems with flexibility? Does he show persistence in approaching tasks? These are all cognitive developments. Is your children, you know, advanced? Are they not advanced? Do we need to help them? What do we do? And so these are the kind of things that this curriculum is helping us reach in the objectives. And then also there's language development. Does he or she hear or discriminate the sounds of language? Does he or she know how to express himself or herself using words in expanded sentences? So that I remember, and it was, you know, it's really cool because you can do it on your own kids. I have my baby who's 3, so I start to see these objectives. Can I, you know, is she being able to do that? Right now we have her outside because I'm trying to do this video for you. So some of the components that it starts to do the objectives are the interest areas, the literacy areas, mathematic area, science and technology, social studies and art, and the objective for development and learning. So these are the components that the curriculum is based around. So we start making our lesson plans according to these components. So some of the key tools that I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation were the Mega Mighty Minutes and the intentional teaching cards. These are just 2 of the tools. There's a lot of tools that are in this curriculum, but these are just 2 that I wanted to point out because these seem to be very popular with the creative curriculum. So the intentional teaching cards are used each day that comes with directions from the teaching guide, and it helps the teacher select and use 1 or more intentional teaching cards for the lesson plans. These cards describe playful and engaging experiences that can be implemented throughout the day with the directions to help teachers individualize each experience to meet the needs of every learner. And I have 2 videos here, and I'm gonna see if I can try to connect to these videos that talks about the intentional teaching card. And I hope you can hear it. Let me see.
Number concept and adoption.
Okay, so let me go ahead and go back to my presentation. So that was a video that this teacher was showing us, how the intentional teaching card worked. And then in the Mighty Mega Minutes, also there's a video there that I'm gonna go ahead and let you stop the video, and you can go ahead and watch that video. And it just shows, teachers on, how they use it. So the Mighty Minutes are rooted in the curricular objectives. They aren't just short, fun songs and games to pass the time. They're short, fun songs and games that support children's development and learning. And all these are so much fun. Kids have seemed to enjoy it. They do enjoy it. I'm a witness of it at our center since I go around the classrooms throughout the whole day, all age groups. I've seen it from infants, toddlers, and preschool. And I see the teachers that they use these Mega Minutes, the Mighty Minutes, and how they've used it in their lesson plans. And it's just, they seem to enjoy it really good. So, okay. So this is a lesson plan. And as you can tell, it's divided by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then right here, family partnerships. How can I connect with the family? So this helps us as educators to make that connection with families. The choice time, and this is, the when they're in their own interest area, what can they do? What are you looking for? What are you observing? What are you, as an educator, what do you want to notice from each child that you are in charge of? You add into your question of the day. There's a large group area, there's a small group area. The Mighty Minutes is right here, and then it has a number because in the curriculum, in all the book, it comes by numbers. Each number is directed for what you are instructing. So outdoor experiences, read alouds, all these gives you great examples and how you can do it. And then integrated component, bus riding, practicing evacuation procedures. So all this is something that you add that's not in the curriculum, but you want to add and you want to teach your children. You're going to add it to your lesson plan. And this is a very good lesson plan, so I thought I would share it with you. Okay. And so that has been my presentation on the creative curriculum. I hope that I was able to pass a little bit of the energy and the enthusiasm that I have about creative curriculum. I have seen firsthand that it's a great resource to have as an educator. Right now, like I said, I'm working as an admin assistant, but I have worked with it before when I was in a preschool assistant. And so I hope to continue to work with it and learn more about it. And I hope that you do too. So thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys soon. Bye.